Imagine this. You build a time machine. You go back 70 years. You pull the trigger. Your grandfather is dead, before your father was ever born. So now you ask yourself, how are you even here? This is not just a story. It's a riddle the universe hasn't solved. The grandfather paradox. Let me tell you a story. It starts with a guy named Nathan, a 10-year-old boy, holding a letter in his hand. Something was written on it, but he couldn't read it. He was weak in studies, always behind in school. He didn't know who wrote it. He didn't know why it was given to him. He didn't know then that one day that letter would change everything. 20 years later, he became something no one expected. Nathan became a brilliant physicist, quiet and haunted by a childhood full of bruises and broken bones. A father who was a monster, a mother who disappeared too soon. And all of it, he believed, began with one man, his grandfather, Elias Crane, the man who raised his father in violence, who taught him cruelty like it was survival. Nathan once asked his father why he hurt him. His father simply said, "Because he did it to me." That was the day Nathan made a vow. One day, he'd build a machine to end the cycle, at the source. In 2042, Nathan finished what no one thought possible, a time machine. It wasn't flashy, just wires, steel, and one blinking red switch. But it could take him to July 18th, 1974, the day Elias Crane turned 22, the day, according to family records, when Elias made a decision that led to decades of generational pain. Nathan knew the risk, but rage makes you brave, or maybe stupid. He stepped inside, set the date, and vanished from history. He found Elias on a rooftop, drunk and laughing, unaware. Nathan watched him for an hour, just existing. Then he raised the gun. One shot. Elias collapsed. Time held its breath. And then Nathan's hands started to blur. His watch melted off his wrist. The stars in the sky shifted. His own name sounded foreign in his mind. Ran to the hospital where he was born. No record. He looked in a mirror. His face was changing. He was being erased. This is the grandfather paradox. If you travel back in time and kill your grandfather before your parent is born, then logically you were never born. But if you were never born, you couldn't have traveled back to kill him. Which means he survives, and you are born, and you do kill him. It's a loop, a contradiction that breaks the rules of logic, causality, and time. It's like a snake eating its own tail, but every time it bites, the universe glitches. To understand the impact, you have to understand time. Most people think of it as a straight line, past, present, future, but physicists say it's more like a block, where all points in time exist simultaneously. We move through this block like a needle through fabric, but if you cut and re-stitch it, you don't just change the thread, you change the pattern. The grandfather paradox doesn't just change the story, it calls into question whether the story can be changed at all. So what's the solution? There are two leading theories. 1. Self-consistency. Principle. The universe won't allow paradoxes. No matter what you do, events will always find a way to stay consistent. You can go back, but something will stop you from killing your grandfather. Gun jams. You miss. He trips and falls. 2. Multiverse theory. The moment you change something, you create a new timeline, a parallel universe. Your original timeline still exists. You just branched into a different version of reality. But you are now a stranger in a world you never belonged to. As Nathan faded from existence, one last thought flickered in his collapsing mind. Maybe we're not meant to fix the past. Maybe we're meant to survive it. His machine never existed. His timeline was gone, but somewhere, in another version of reality, a boy named Nathan sat alone, holding a letter from a man he never knew, signed, "From your future. Break the chain without breaking yourself."